Hold on a second. I don't have anybody here. Well, you can hear the voice of Mad Mike from Beacon, New York. He's the only Mayhemmer with a future endeavored letter from the WWE, of course, as usual.
Sorg, so am I running into Awesome Cast and causing a ruckus this week?
Yes, it's the Welcome to the Podcast Survivor Series, where it's the Wrestling Mayhem Show versus Awesome Cast versus I don't know, Bardic Mystery Tour. That's
Nice.
the wrinkle.
Excellent.
That's the newer for the first time ever.
It's a wrinkle in time, Sorg.
It's a wrinkle in time, of course, and we also have to help us with our army. We have returning to the show, but via the interwebs is Nasty Nick Farah is joining us tonight.
Hello, everyone. Internet world.
He's very quiet. I don't know. He's very.
I'm gonna bring it closer.
Come on, you're an announcer. I need you to project for me.
Is this better? Is it working?
Yeah, it's a little better. I think it's kind of been going a little bit, but
I have a feeling he's inputting into the wrong mic.
Yeah, he's talking into the. I think his finger is going over the mic hole or something like that.
Oh, maybe that too.
That like he's got to like because he would like go out completely sometimes. So this is the first time we're seeing if Nick can join us remotely and see how this rolls because stuff happens and I mean not that he has far to come from, but he does have to. It is a jaunt over here a little bit. So I appreciate this. So bear with us as we kind of figure out how this goes. So first of all, before we get into it, what is your good of the week, guys? Mike, Mike, it's always the fun one. What is your good of the week?
It was NXT Takeover Buffalo.
Yes.
Yeah, that happened on Friday. That was great.
So somebody, I can't remember if it was Billy or Jen Carlins, likely Jen Carlins, said, "Hey, do you want to go to Buffalo, SmackDown Buffalo?" And I'm like, it's SmackDown Buffalo.
Oh yeah, you should have jumped on that.
I don't know, man. Whoever it was, I apologize because damn it, we missed it. But who would have guessed there'd be an international incident in travel, and we would have gotten something like that, right?
Oh boy, it's a shame they couldn't keep that momentum.
No, definitely not. They definitely.
I
really
likened
didn't.
it to the Simpsons episode, Lisa's Substitute, where she gets Mr. Bergstrom for like a week, and it's amazing. And then Miss Hoover comes back, and Lisa chases him on the train as he's leaving. It's like, no, please, travel issues, come back.
Yes,
we miss you.
Nick, what is your awesome of the week?
Well, I got two. I debuted at a new company this past weekend. I announced for KSWA.
Nice.
And then last night, Black Diamond did War Games.
War Games.
The big blue cage. Like, that thing is phenomenal.
That is my, and that's also my my good of the week is that big blue cage. I was setting up a GoPro in it, so we were kind of debating. Like Missy has been like, "You're not getting in the cage. You're not shooting in the cage," and because there were like 8 guys in that ring, right? Or I guess 9, including George, the referee. But dude, that was so cool. I showed some pictures of the Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook group, and it's well constructed. It is made of wood. Qualify, but it is a replica big blue cage. It looks cool. It feels cool. I know there were guys on the roster after the show that were just getting in there to be inside the blue cage and see how it feels to be in there.
So did you get in the cage?
Well, yeah, I did. I had to get a GoPro on, and they were putting the last side on, so I was kind of trapped in the cage and had to wait for them for a minute. And then somebody took a nice picture of me in the cage and said, "Despite all my rage, I'm just a Sorg in the cage."
Yeah,
so I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Thank you. So fans catching me in interesting moments this weekend, by the way. I don't know if you noticed. I was one of the apparently few people at the Ring of Honor show on Saturday, and we'll talk. I want to talk more about Ring of Honor tomorrow night for the most part. But there was an incident. There was a 4-way match, which included PJ Black, by the way, Mike. So it was cool to see him in action.
Excellent.
Kenny King was in it, Ultimo Guerrero, and one of the dudes that hangs out with Cheeseburger. So like,
Is he a side of fries?
yeah, I don't know. It's like Shinobi Hit Squad or something is their group.
Okay, I was trying to go for a pun, but you were actually giving information. Got it.
I know it's kind of the same thing with Ring of Honor. So like thanks Billy Johnson. He got us some ringside tickets. He was under the weather and couldn't make it out. So I got to hang with cameraman Rob over there. So multiple goods. One, I've always wanted to be one of the guys that got to bang on the metal things at Ring of Honor. So okay, life goal there. And I was in a big blue cage, so double life goal. So 3 guys are fighting over us, and you know, Mike, I've been at this a bit, and my wrestling like brain started to kick in and said, wait, there's 3 guys here. There's a 4-way match. We're missing. These guys are really close to me. Oh God, he's gonna jump off the stage in front behind me, isn't he? And,
Oh yeah.
And thank you. I believe it was Matt up in the balcony. Got a video of it happening and my reaction apparently. And that's why I shared the tweet with those things. Those are exactly what was going through my head during that sequence of events. But I didn't catch until I saw the video, because there was a young girl beside me and her father, and you saw like the reaction of it happening. He grabs and protects instinctually the child, and then in the next moment after it happens is standing up, arms in the air, cheering. It was great. But no, it was a lot of fun. That was a whole lot of fun. What was it? I was an ROH heater. No, although he was in the same aisle as me, over by the steps. But it was some good stuff. A lot of fun. Also, let's see. Tina says, favorite segment from SmackDown personally, Bianca Belair showing why she's the EST. Just destroying people in the back.
Literally just tossing Carmella God knows where.
Just like over the case into nothingness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like, nope, we are done with you. Go back to Total Divas. That's what that was.
Here's Alex Miller's asking out there. He says, how about his SmackDown and Raw wrestlers going to get a boot on Wednesday? Yes, absolutely. Especially since they've been cheered across everything else. Although
I want Randy Orton to show up and fight Johnny Gargano on NXT.
Well, it's kind of like the invasion from ECW in 2006, isn't it?
A little bit.
This is successful so far.
I like it. I like the idea of it.
Tonight was a little less successful, in my opinion. A little less because, like, I don't know. It just seemed less. It seemed more thought out. If that's a bad thing. Like, the only thing that really worked for me was Shayna and Becky.
Yeah. Really?
So, yeah, that was great.
So you're not getting into these Adam Cole primetime tour?
No, because it's all about Triple H. Adam Cole didn't speak once.
That's true.
If Adam Cole just came out and said the exact same thing that Triple H said, I'd be absolutely fine with it. But no, it's the Triple H show, and I don't like that.
You know what this is leading to, right?
Hmm?
This is going to be the elimination match at Survivor Series. It's going to be Team SmackDown, Team Raw, Team NXT. Adam Cole's obviously the leader.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins obviously the leader. And I don't want to know. I don't want to say that Daniel Bryan's going to be 100% in there yet, because I think he was like, well, you're here because you didn't go, so this is going to be a really good match. You're going up against Adam Cole.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like what Mike said. You know, this tonight felt more thought out, but I liked that. Like, I felt like SmackDown, which it was rushed, but it felt rushed.
I thought SmackDown felt natural. Raw felt forced. Yeah, I thought SmackDown felt natural and fluid, whereas Raw felt overly forced. Like, oh, everyone's showing up in black limousines to start the show. Like, first of all, it takes all the surprise out of it. Takes all the surprise out of it. Like, you could have just had the first instance be Shayna showing up in that Becky interview. and that would have been, whoa, Shayna's here, and she's just like casually having a sit down. That's okay. That's weird. I like it.
I'm with you, but I feel like we're already expecting that after Friday too. Or like, well,
Yeah,
they're going to start on Raw next, right? So,
But that's why you should flip those expectations.
So, Mike, you're basically saying, like, we get it, it's Survivor Series, but don't force it down our throats with every segment.
They forced it because it's just Triple H talking about all these people instead of on SmackDown where they did stuff. They did stuff on SmackDown. Like, you didn't have to have Triple H come out and say, this is Rhea Ripley. She's a badass motherfucker from England. She just came out and wrecked house.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, we did have a bit of, we had okay, so we did have Triple H and Seth, and we did get a brawl with a lot of the roster. But you're saying that's still overshadowed by Seth and Trips.
Because the commentary kept telling me it was about Seth and Triple H.
Right.
All during that Adam Cole Rollins match, King, because he's a fucking moron and has no clue about what NXT is, he still thinks it stands for something. He was like, oh, who does Triple H want to win? Like, no one fucking cares who Triple H wants to win.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the fucking point of this.
Yeah.
From SmackDown, you could see that, like, there was always that question of, okay, who's really behind it? Who's the leader? Who's the leader of the pack? And then at the end, you really drove it home. Okay, it's Triple H. But then now this gives Triple H the opportunity of coming back and being full-blown dickhead mode the entire show.
Right.
But I don't like that Triple H is the leader. Because he ain't going to wrestle.
No, but he's still the figurehead to represent.
It should be William Regal.
Yeah.
It should be William Regal.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to have a figurehead, it should be William goddamn Regal.
Yeah, but Triple H is the bigger name, so they're going to go with it. So
no, Triple H has the bigger ego, so they're going to go with
it. No,
that's what it is.
I'm not going to have this argument again. Sorry. So this bringing up about SmackDown, because we have to talk about this on the show, but I know we've been talking about it in the group all weekend. Tina's saying surprised that NXT on SmackDown came out so well. They had to go from the charter plane to the arena with police escort. Carnes is saying the story of NXT crew landing in Buffalo Friday at 7:55, and then producer Missy, of course, is from the widely greater Buffalo area. I think
That's vaguely specific.
It's not like 2 hours away from Buffalo. Okay,
yeah.
So
it's like saying I'm from the city.
Yeah, it's like you're from the greater New York City area. It's probably about the same thing, right? So, but she has a familiarity with the layout up there, and she was kind of the airport's closer than like we're used to here in Pittsburgh. So it's not like as crazy, right, as our situation here, but still getting across Buffalo to the arena, right, is to downtown Buffalo, I think more or less, if I recall where that arena is. That's still a pretty big thing. The triplets has more. Probably has more too. I'm trying to figure out Carlos.
Yeah, I think Matt's got cut off.
Yeah, but
I would love. I don't think this happened. I hope they filmed a documentary about this. Like,
there's cameras somewhere.
There's gotta be.
Come on, we know WWE is basically filming background on everything happening, right? Like, we know that's happening. Like, on anything that can potentially be a story down the line, there's background being shot, right?
Yeah, I just wonder if this was too last minute for them to do something like that, though.
Yeah, unless your documentary guys were all still in Saudi.
Well, I mean, Jeremy Borash is probably in Florida, so I'm sure he could do it.
There's always like that dude with the DSLR tricked out behind the crowd that I see, and then legit, like, I saw it, and then 2 weeks later I saw a Goldberg documentary about him coming back, right? So I mean, this is always happening. They got, I mean. And I know they were probably short-staffed because even production was in Saudi, and there was a story about the referees were pitching in on production and setup more than they usually do, with the being short-handed and everything like that. It was a really wild weekend for curious situations in pro wrestling.
Mhm.
So let's see. Also here from the chat room some more. Triple H thing probably has more to do with Vince's sensibilities and preferences than anything Triple H may want.
Maybe.
I mean, seriously, we look through a Vince lens, right?
Yeah.
More people know who Triple H is than William Regal. It's not about what makes sense. It's about what's going to sell more pay-per-views. Oh, shit, Triple H is involved. When I go to the pizza shop and we're talking about pro wrestling, they're going to bring up Triple H being involved, and that would be more of a talking point to the general public than William Regal.
But it's directly going against what happened on SmackDown.
Okay.
Like, just, you didn't have, like, you had Triple H in a background segment, and that was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he was acting like he didn't know what was going on, which is fine. But then you showed people how, like, it's show, don't tell.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the whole point of this. Because you can tell me everything you want. Like, Triple H can come out and tell me that NXT is a great brand and everything like that.
Yeah.
But unless you actually show me,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't going to buy it.
Isn't that what we're doing with the Adam Cole matches?
Not really, because the Adam Cole match on SmackDown, yes, he won clean.
Mm-hmm.
Clean as a sheet in the middle of the ring. This one, it made it look like Adam Cole couldn't beat Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
And how far away is Survivor Series?
A couple weeks. 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
I think the reason that this is starting to feel so rushed is just because they had the opportunity, if everybody would have made it back from Saudi, they had the opportunity to drag it out.
Yeah.
With everybody still being stuck overseas, they didn't have that opportunity to drag it out and make it, everybody slowly attacking everybody. Then right before the main show on SmackDown, it just breaks out.
Mm-hmm.
No. But see, that's the thing. I thought what they did on SmackDown was what they should have done.
Mm-hmm.
Later down.
I think if the whole roster was there, we wouldn't have seen NXT at all.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It was too soon.
No, I completely disagree. I completely disagree. Because SmackDown would have just been boring-ass Roman Reigns versus boring-ass King Corbin, and The Miz trying to talk to Bray Wyatt, who just won the Universal title. Instead, we got stuff that's actually interesting.
Yeah. It worked out in our favor. Who knows what the original story was going into this or how this was going to be laid out, but obviously we had to jump ahead on it, and they're in full we're invading mode. But it also being this is a sort of three-way dance between the three brands, it's interesting to me. It really seems to be everybody versus NXT. Too.
I don't know. I mean, it was definitely Raw versus NXT tonight. Yeah,
and then it was NXT versus SmackDown. At least the crumblings of what was left after the Saudi trip. So it's them kind of saying, "Hey, we're here." So what happens next? Is it is Raw? Is it going to be Raw versus SmackDown, or are they all just fending off NXT?
Well, I mean, the matches that were announced tonight kind of lend to what's going to happen.
The three-way situations, right?
The 2 3-way matches, and we're definitely not getting a main champions versus triple threat match.
No,
because that would just look ridiculous.
Yeah,
it would be Brock Lesnar, The Fiend, and Adam Cole. So that would clearly not happen.
I mean. We were pontificating the other night about man, what would you do with that? What would I want to see what that looks like, right?
I mean, do you want to know what I'd do with that?
Huh?
I'd have Brock give The Fiend 10 F5s, Adam Cole kick Brock in the dick and pin The Fiend. That's what I'd do.
Yeah, it sounds like solid booking.
But how many out of the 10 times is The Fiend going to kick out at one?
Yeah.
Yeah, but an F5 is not a stomp.
Yeah.
Like, F5s are different.
F5s, if you're looking at a 2K20 scale,
it hemorrhages the whole body. The stomp
hemorrhages everything. Your hair blows off of your body, and then you're stuck in the ropes, and then weird browser configurations with the referee.
Yes. And then there's a patch that doesn't fix it.
And there's a patch that's just as the Brazzers logo at the side. That's what really happens. But anyways, wow. See, interesting time with that. Interesting, it's curious to see where we go with that. We've obviously solved the Brock and Fiend championship problem.
Well, we solved the Brock problem.
We've solved the Brock problem. We haven't solved the Fiend problem.
He wasn't mentioned at all tonight.
No, he wasn't. And he's also a SmackDown drafted champion.
Yes, but he is the universal. Like, Raw didn't make mention that they don't have a main champion.
Well, they do, because they made mention that Brock is now a contracted Raw person.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that.
I don't like it either, but they went to pains to explain how it happened. But also, they really broke down this idea that, hey, this doesn't matter, but Ray, this brand split is really solid, but Ray's been accompanying Cain Velasquez for the last how many weeks on SmackDown? Like, that's where...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing, like, they negated the draft as soon as it happened.
Hey, Aaron, I think your wheels. I think your fixed WWE 2K20 hashtag just needs to be knocked down to fixed WWE in general.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's fair.
Tonight, though not as great as SmackDown, I think Raw for some good stuff on in the background while I was working on independent pro wrestling projects.
And this is why you think Raw is good?
No. I think Raw. No. I don't think Raw is good. I don't think Raw is breathtaking television. I'm not really crazy about friend of the show Eric and the Vikings, who had mic time tonight, just destroying, like, what are they, the Polo Twins or something? What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? You have a tag team division, and you're just going to beat up jobbers dressed as the Chicago Cubs?
Sorg, they're not going to do anything until after... Because the tag team division on Raw is broken. Because you have the OC become the best tag team in the world.
Yeah.
Yet not only are they not the champions, they got beat by the Street Profits, who weren't even in the match, but somehow had to travel to Saudi for reasons?
Wait. Street Profits were there in Saudi and weren't in that match?
Yep.
What did they do?
I don't know. I think they were looking for the smoke. That's what They want the smoke.
They want the smoke.
They're
seeking the smoke. They took a very long plane trip to get the smoke.
And could not get the smoke.
And all they got were mechanical problems on the tarmac.
Hey, you know what? That's where the smoke was.
Ah, the smoke was the engine. Got it.
But yeah, like, that's... and the Authors of Pain have been trapped in a room.
Yes.
For like 2.5 months, saying they know nothing but violence and pain.
And behind them, behind the Authors of Pain, is Aleister Black sitting on the floor waiting for somebody to knock.
You know what would be great? If next time the Authors of Pain do a promo, they just pan out and Aleister Black is actually just sitting right next to them, like, hey, when did you guys get here?
It's like or it's some version of, since we're doing the 70s show gimmick over on Impact Wrestling, why don't we just, like, that's what's happening here too. They just, like, it's around, there's Aleister,
and they always scream hello Wisconsin.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. That's a deep cut. That 70s show reference.
Well, no. Then the Street Profits have to be in the room too, because they're looking for the smoke.
Because they want the smoke.
They want the smoke, and they thought that's where it was. And
then Seth Rollins comes in and goes, burn!
I mean, it's just a circle of people that want something. AOP want to be violent, people. I don't say assholes, just violent. They just want violence. Aleister wants somebody to pick a fight. The Street Profits want the smoke. And what was the other one that we had?
Seth wants to burn it down.
Seth wants to burn it down. The people with wants, and we kind of roll it around. and we created a new segment, maybe a new show for WWE Network.
What wrestlers want?
What wrestlers want?
Starring Mel Gibson.
What wrestlers want? What they really, really want. Matt Carlin's.
The Spice Boys. That's their name. That's their name.
And
The
for some reason,
Spice Boys.
AOP had to sit on one chair because that's all we had. Jeez. But anyways, what the hell are we doing here? We're talking about wrestling. Nick, are you still with us?
I'm still with you.
Oh, good. Matt Carlin says brand splits are like Jell-O. It takes time to set.
Ugh. I'd rather
That's a
brand
bad
splits
joke.
be like Jello shots. You do them immediately, and then you don't have to think of it again.
Well, that's kind of how they have been in the past. Hey, we did this. We forgot about it. And wild card rule. 3 people can come over. How many people? I don't know. All these guys are over here. I don't know.
Mhm.
Anyways.
They bring the swag like nobody can.
Oh, was that Nick?
Yeah, I thought they killed that.
They did. Oh, they did kill that. Technically,
Sure
Except
they
for-
did.
except for like Cain Velasquez has a bring my masked buddy for free card.
No,
Uh,
Sorg, say what you wanted to say. Bring my son to work day. That's what
that's
you
not
wanted
what
to
I was.
say.
That's not what I was thinking. It
Sorg,
was
that's what you wanted to
it's-
say because
maybe a bring Lucha.
because it's a weird dichotomy where Ray looks like Kane's son, but Kane also looks like Ray's son.
yeah, it's weird.
Like from a distance, you can't tell if that's Dominic or Cain Velasquez. From a distance.
You're just like, wait, is that
Uh-huh.
what Dominic looks like without his shirt off? It's just
Yep.
Cain Velasquez.
Yep.
It's like a
And
Superman.
if you
it's
just change
Superman.
if you just change the white scale on it, it's Walter.
Oh, like if you're in Creative Wrestler and go whoop and
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
All right. I think we have offended enough.
We want the smoke.
Everybody. We do want the smoke. Nick, what do you
Oh,
want?
Wait, hold on. Who was the one who's teamed with the Street Profits? I'm horrible with names tonight.
Umberto Carrillo.
Yeah, why does he look like he's 12?
Oh, because he is.
Wait, like,
No, he's a child. He's like 21.
wait, he doesn't even look like he hit puberty yet, and he's a big fan of the Power Rangers, which I love. I just want him to go full-blown White Ranger. Come out to the ring.
Okay.
That's what I want.
That's fair. I think his Tiger Sword will be Lindsay Dorado.
Yeah.
Go, kitty cat man.
Oh boy.
Brandon Sin Cara, the girl with Sin Cara is Carolina.
Catalina. I don't know where she
Yeah.
came from.
She is a developmental signee
Okay.
that just happened to be a luchadora.
And she was like, I felt like they just grabbed a random performance center girl, threw her in a match.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, this
yeah.
is okay.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So,
But I think she was like a lucha libre wrestler before they signed her, and now they just put a mask back on her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, sure. I mean, it's.
We're getting more Sin Cara matches on TV, so yay!
But we're also getting more Alberto Del Rio and Selena
Hey,
Vega
wrong.
matches.
No, Sorg.
What?
Andrade.
What did I say?
You said
Wow.
Alberto Del Rio.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Sorg.
because I read this
Out
Del
here.
Rio in the chat room, and that's where my head went. I'm sorry about that.
Sorg.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
Sorg.
sorry to anybody that's not Alberto Del Rio.
That's a big yikes, Sorg.
Yeah, it is. That
Does
is.
he want this
You
one?
gotta re-examine
Listen,
your
man.
personal biases.
Listen, man.
I see the sweatshirt you're wearing, Sorg.
What?
Miles Morales.
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good. Yeah, this is my new
I know
shirt.
that's a
I
line
was
from
like-
the movie.
I was
Sorg.
like, I don't think I have a hoodie that isn't worn out, so I went
Sorg,
and bought a
that's
new
the line.
hoodie.
That's a line from the movie.
Oh,
I was making a reference.
it's been. Listen, I just listen to the soundtrack every day.
Just listen to the movie.
I do.
It's
I
great.
should. Yeah, it is. It is. Well, I love when I do. I forget this. I tell the home. that to listen to the Into the Spider-Verse, and I forgot to say soundtrack, and it just pulls it up on the TV. So,
Hey, Sorg.
and then when it does, I just leave it there.
That's not a bad mistake to
No,
make.
not a bad mistake to make. 2022, by the way. We go back into the Spider-Verse.
Sorg. April 8th, 2022. You know what that means?
No way.
I am going to have the latest 39th birthday ever.
Oh, boy.
I've already told my fiance, I'm like, hey, babe, I know what I'm doing for my 39th birthday. She's like, what? I'm like, I'm taking off work. I'm going to see that movie 3 times in a row.
Taylor's just freaking out in the chat room with an eek about the sequel.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think we just broke the news to her. Breaking news!
Breaking news. That movie that didn't make a lot of money is now going to make a lot more money in the sequel.
Oh, man. Well, hey, with that note, I think I got to interview somebody at 10 a.m. So, that's early for me, okay, guys? So,
Jeez, I'm already at work by then.
Nick Farah.
Yes, sir.
Nasty Nick Farah. He is, of course, you can hear his voice on KSWA that I think sells DVDs. That I understand are a lot cheaper than those digital platforms. Trapper. I'm just like, what are we doing? I'm sitting right here. Are you burying me with my face? What's happening, again? And also over on Black Diamond Wrestling, Angel Gate, and such. I guess we'll see you Friday at Fight Society, right?
Yes, sir. You will.
Go check out Fight. We've been, of course, streaming the Fight Society shows online. But there's nothing like being at the show, being, I was gonna say the front row, but really anywhere, and you can get like somebody thrown in your lap. Whether you want to or not, you never know. It could be. I mean, it could be a Scarlett. It could be a Shirley Doe. You never know. You never know. It could be, and it could be Take a Wrestler Home Day. You catch it, you keep it. No catch and release rule. Yeah. No catch.
Sorg, I don't know if I'd throw that out there too much.
Listen, man.
There's been issues of people reaching over and trying to take wrestlers home.
Hey, man. That's why I'm not saying it about the Angel Gate shows.
That's fair.
Yeah. So with that, where can people find you online? Have you cleaned up that social media yet, Nick?
No, we still haven't. I'm still that one guy from Pittsburgh on Instagram.
Fantastic. Mad Mike 483 on the tweets.
And youtube.com/Poppy, and also the Lego update for the week.
Oh, what is this for the audio?
It's the death of Cedric Diggory.
Yeah. Is this a Harry Potter thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sword. Come on.
I'm sorry. I'm not in the thing. I'm
Sorg. That's your homework over Christmas break.
What?
To watch all the movies.
Oh God, again?
Yeah.
No.
All right, fine. Read the books. Sorg,
no.
instead of listening to the Spider-Man soundtrack, which is great, listen to the Harry Potter audiobooks. You can get them at your local library.
I kind of did. When Chachi was a roommate, he would listen to them every day, like when he showered. And it was very loud, and I basically woke up to them every day.
Yeah, that's a great way to wake up, Sorg.
Yeah. Sorgatron on the tweet, sorgatronmedia.com. Oh, the great shows over there, including Bardic Mystery Tour. We're coming through you, Bardic Mystery Tours! And the Thrifty Podcast, Comic Book Pit just had their Rite Aid discount table Halloween special recorded tonight. So look out for that. I got some pictures I need to post. That's right.
I'm confused but intrigued.
Well, they did it today, which is November 4th.
Right, of course. So yeah, it's all the.
But it was their Halloween special. But it was all stuff that they got on discount at Rite Aid after Halloween.
Okay. Did they talk about Halloween in comics?
I'm not sure. I just know there was a very risque custom Harley Quinn cover when I was paying attention to it. Then
that sounds about right.
Okay. Well, it was tasteful, you know.
Well, I mean, but it's still Harley. So
hold on, I'll send it. I think I have a picture here. I can send you guys in the group. Maybe. I don't think I can show you guys. Let's see. Here, I'll send you pictures. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Now you have that. We will be live Tuesday 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the Facebook Live for Wrestling Mayhem show. Other platforms, but of course the chat is over there. We have Ronnie Starks will be in studio with his championship and recovered hopefully from the big blue cage this weekend. He was in the War Games. He was not the one that bled the most. There was like a lot of somebody left on the mat. It was interesting. So he will be there, and also I understand Happy Hour will be there, and he's bringing beer. So
interesting.
I don't even think he's going to get on the microphone. I think he's going to hang out and give us beer. We know how well that goes in the studio. So
get ready to get booped, internet.
The boop train is coming. Boop boop. Yeah, I know that's not the thing, but still. And to clarify, that's a Hannibal Lecter mask on his head, Mike, when you see that picture, because otherwise it's going to look awkward.
Yeah.
Okay.
I picked up on the fava beans with a nice Chianti really sold it.
Yeah, he made the noise, and they told him not to do it again.
Oh, you mean...
I got to say, I think he did a better one than you did.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then.
It's not a Chianti off, but, you know, we can have a Hannibal off. And also we have scheduled a Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern on the IndieWrestling.us Facebook. We're going to have 2 of the 4 Hossmen here in the studio. That would be the Road and Stevie LaBelle and the sexy fireman, Jason Tyler, will be joining us in advance of their Prospect Pro Wrestling show this Saturday in Leechburg. And, of course, if you're on the other end of town near West Virginia, our friends at Rise Wrestling with a Y are having a great show down there with PB Smooth against Tony Johnson in the finals of the Rise of the Contender tournament. A lot of great wrestling going on this weekend, and I'm sure Nick will be at KSWA again. Just to get all the plugs out.
Awesome.
No? Maybe?
Not sure yet.
You know what? I didn't even look at the calendar. I just presume they're having a show this weekend at this point because it seems like it's every damn weekend. So, anyways.
Trapper Tom is still there. So
what?
I think I'm just a fill-in for right now.
What's that?
I said Trapper Tom is still there. I think I just might be a fill-in for right now.
I mean, you know.
I'm happy to be there.
Trapper's got shit to do. I mean, come on.
He's got to trap people, apparently.
No, it's... explain afterwards. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you on Facebook. Everybody joining us all night. Even I saw Garrett Lee of the Wayward Sons giving some shit to Nick on there. That is always appreciated. So with IndieWrestling.network. IndieWrestling.network. Yes, he got it. Well, they had a sign in the front row for you for IndieWrestling.us for you. What's that?
It was wrong, wasn't it?
No, it was IndieWrestling.us. That's fine. That gets there.
So we were both right?
Yes, you were both right. You were both right.
The Wayward Son should have been there.
The Wayward Son. Well, then somebody got arrested on Sunday. That video just went up on the Black Diamond Wrestling Facebook page and the Indie Wrestling YouTube if you want to see that as well. Thank you. So we'll see you guys next time. Mayhem out.
Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. Wait for the perfect time then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time then attack.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.